Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I'm Samuel Layton, joined by James Cartwright, and today we're going to be talking about
the worst QBs with a starting job.
So, last episode we mentioned some of the best QBs that don't have a starting job. Today we're going to go sort of full circle and talk about some of the worst QBs that are starting in the NFL. The first guy I'm going to talk about, or ask James to talk about, Josh McCown, starting for the Jets. Late 30s now, never really done anything, never been a permanent starter for someone. Why has this guy got the starting job for the Jets?
Basically, the Jets can't find a QB, can they? I mean, I don't know why they haven't gone in for Kaepernick. It's like mystifying why they haven't gone in for these sort of guys, but they're sticking with McCown, who, again, hasn't done anything in the game. Late 30s, it's over the hill in his career. So again, as I was damning this side earlier in the preview video, this guy, is he even a stopgap? Is he even can we even promote him to that sort of level?
I mean, is he going to get wins for the Jets?
1, maybe 2, 3.
So you're predicting them to go quite low with this guy who is probably not going to do very well. I mean, a guy we mentioned in the video of the best guys without a starting job, Johnny Manziel. I mean, James didn't necessarily think that he could be in that conversation, but he outplayed Josh McCown in Cleveland, yet this guy gets the start in New York. Baffles me. Were you going to add something else there?
Yeah, I would say maybe that is because Josh McCown is a bit more of a level-headed guy than Manziel.
Yeah, but I think, talking about players like Kaepernick in there as well, top guy on and off the field, regardless of what his actions portray, never gets himself in any bother or anything, like you said. People committing crimes who were getting starting jobs in the NFL. Another guy I'm going to talk about, I don't know whether he will be a starter, but he's certainly been named as a starter for a pre-season game. Brock Osweiler for the Cleveland Browns. This guy, surely he's just unlucky. Surely he just made a bad move and didn't perform well.
I thought it was alright at the Broncos, and that short spell he had, and showed that he deserved the start there, and then just struggled. I think the high contract weighed him down. That was probably the main reason. Now he's coming into a side where he can probably be a bit more free, worry less, and we'll see if he actually does deserve a start in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, what sort of threw me a bit with the Osweiler thing is why the Broncos did let him go when they didn't have a QB themselves. They had a guy they knew the system who played. I mean, I know he wanted a high wages somewhere else and he wanted to be guaranteed the starting job. I think he would have started at Denver last year. But the change of scenery wasn't a good one for him, and hopefully at Cleveland, yeah, I think the guy's obviously got talent. He obviously knows what to do. Big guy, can find the targets well enough. Depends on whether or not he manages to do so. Another guy we can mention, I mean, pretty much all these guys have all played for Cleveland at one point, which says sort of what we're talking about. Brian Hoyer had a decent year for Cleveland that year when they won 6 games. Now he's potentially going to be starting in San Francisco. What do you make of that?
Again, another stopgap, isn't he? He's just there to make up time until they can draft or put in a better quarterback. There has to be some of these guys that are just going to be solid.
Yeah, I think that I just don't see why the 49ers haven't tried harder to keep Kaepernick. Or, I mean, they drafted a guy in the draft, CJ Beathard, who is, I've never really heard much of him from college, I'll be honest. I'm going to get slated for that most likely, but Brian Hoyer's going to be his starter. So, I mean, if I was a 49ers fan, I'd be worried about that. I'd much prefer Kaepernick. There was another guy I want to mention just before we finish it, because he has now got a starting job. He would have been in my conversation for a guy, one of the best guys without a job, albeit he had a different job at the time. Signed with the Dolphins. Jay Cutler comes in as their QB when perhaps Ryan Tannehill's going to get some surgery this year. Does Jay Cutler deserve a starting job now at this point in his career, in his mid to late 30s, when he's done pretty much nothing for the Bears and been injured for 98% of his starts?
Well, maybe. I mean, as we say, we list off so many other guys who've got starts, and he's a better quarterback than a few of them, so why not?
Yeah, I think Jay Cutler probably... I don't really get why the Browns or someone didn't go in for him. Although, in fairness, Deshaun Kaiser is supposed to be very good for them in the in training camp. But yeah, Jay Cutler. Actually, I quite like Jay Cutler. I hope he does well.
Hopefully.
But yeah, let's. I mean, is there any other guys you think that are bad? I mean, obviously, if you are fans of a struggling team, you're going to probably say the guy who starts for you. I mean, some people are probably going to say Cam Newton because, you know, he's a bit erratic. You might say, we could always talk about players like Trevor Siemian. Is he good enough to... I think he's done all right for the Broncos.
All right.
Various players there. Alex Smith, you didn't seem to be on his...
Actually, but no, I would not put Alex Smith in that conversation. I said he will win your games, but he's not going to win your Super Bowl.
I mean, I think there's various starting QBs that you can discuss here. I mean, I think it all depends on who you follow. It all depends on what you like to watch. But yeah, if you have any different ideas, please let us know. We've been Squib TV. Like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Twitter @Squib_TV. Thank you very much for watching.
It's a touchdown.